Welcome, friends and listeners. I am happy as can be that you're here. And it is the holiday week. We've got Christmas coming up this week, and I'm so excited. And I know there are people that get excited about it, and there's a little sadness when we think about the loved ones we lost. And I want to be here for you this week, and I want to talk to you about forgiveness. So I'm going to go all into something I did to help me forgive that I'm still learning, but it truly did change my life. But before I go there, I was kind of pushed this morning to do a little more work on my book. And I'm kind of in that editing stage, which I think it might take forever. But the story that I was looking at and kind of the lesson that I learned, it's kind of about the things we learn through the chaos of life. I was reading a story from my childhood, and I thought, oh, this is so interesting because I was always this person that wanted to tell you how to do something, or my friends or my family. Like, I just wanted you to know what I learned. And I wanted to really like share it with you. And then, we all know that can be a little bit annoying. Like if you're eating a buttercup or a scone, and I start to tell you about sugar and carbohydrates and metabolic fitness. So it's hard. It's a hard thing to sort out and to juggle so that I can share what I've learned, but not inundate you with the lessons. So sometimes stories help. So this is cute. This is from my childhood. I will never forget. My brother, my big brother, Dave, had a Honda 70. Man, I thought it looked so cool. I don't know how old I was, maybe nine or maybe not even nine. And my dad had a motorcycle, and we had all these trails to go dirt biking in our house in Afton, Minnesota. It's a great place to grow up. And so my big brother was going to upgrade to a new Kawasaki something that was bigger and faster. And I'm like, I want the Honda 70. I want it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I had a banana seat bike that you pushed back on the brakes. We get to the top of this big hill in the gravel yard, and that's where they set me on this Honda 70. Brother, dad, go screaming down the hill. Nobody tells me anything about handbrakes, about clutches. I take off down the hill and crashed. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt, right? But I had no idea. I had no idea. I just went screaming down that hill, and nobody told me. I thought maybe I'd push back on something and the brakes would work. It was just like fly by the seat of your pants and learn. And you know what? That is one way to learn, right? And then I compare that to my mom, who like would teach me. We had that Comet, for your sinks. There wasn't that soft scrub, and she'd say you got to put a little elbow grease into it, or like if we were washing the car or something, and she'd show me step by step how to do it. Not as exciting and not so scary. Well, I started thinking about my life and and I don't want to be stereotypical because it could be different. And I think I see it different in my children, where maybe my son might be a little bit more safe and his wife might be a little more daring. So I'm not saying that, but in my family, like I remember my hubby, um, like I'd be racing along the bike and he'd shove them and go, they'll figure it out, and he'd push them on the bike. And then one time we were in the grocery store, and we had my little Jack, who kind of was a mama's boy and wanted to be by me. So I was always really careful that he wasn't afraid, and he always knew that I was near him. Well, then he was with my hubby, and I was like running around. I think we were actually in a Target. And all of a sudden I see my husband down one aisle and Jack's alone in an aisle. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's going to be terrified because he was looking at something. He didn't realize his dad was gone. And my husband said, well, I figured that's good for him to get a little scared and know that I'm around the corner. And I was like, oh, so different styles, right? Different styles still learning, still doing the learning. And so, what I thought when I saw that story today, I was like, and was trying to fit it into my book, I was like, okay, that's not, I want to teach somewhere in the middle. I want to share with you what I've learned through my hard things so that you can move forward. I don't want you to go screaming down the hill with nothing. And yet, I don't want to be so annoyingly telling you what to do either. So, I want to just hold your hand. And what I want you to know is if you are like 40 and above and thinking about divorce or going through something hard like divorce, I now have a community of women that's starting in January. It's only $47 a month, and you get to meet with me for 1 hour and be in a safe community, that where we talk through mindset. It's gonna be a positive setting. We learn, I do coaching. You can ask me little questions. I can give you legal information. I never give legal advice, and it's not therapy, but it's there for you, and I just wanted to offer that to help women who are going through something hard like divorce. My hard wasn't divorce. I know divorce well because I've worked in it. My hard, of course, if you've listened to this podcast, was not the divorce, but there were other really hard things. So that is just a little gift to you. Tell you how I want to teach you. Send me a note and let me know if I'm doing it right or if I'm being annoying. Because what I want to share today is so important and I see it all around me. And it's about forgiveness. And it's so interesting how me going through something hard made it was a good thing to go through because it made me want to grow, and it really turned up the speed on my growth. And part of that growth is I want to feel more joy. And part of being able to feel more joy was me being able to forgive. And isn't it interesting? Because I don't have this down pat, but I want you to know that I am learning and I want to walk you through how I did it. I'm a Christian. And so when I talk about God. And so I just want you to be aware of that. And I think it can help you, no matter what you believe. So this is how I learned to forgive. And it took going through like what are my core wounds. And just so you know, JJ Flazane has a great course. It's in my show notes. If you have core wounds that need healing, it's a great place to start. That's where I started. But you have these wounds that hurt you. And what I learned was I needed to sit down and be quiet. And I talk about stillness all the time because stillness has taught me an immense amount. So I sit and I be quiet. And then I bring myself to a moment, a spot, a moment in time, a place where I felt tremendous love. Sometimes I just like, if one of them's in my garden and the sun is shining on me and I'm on my bench and I feel God's love. A lot of times it's holding a baby. It can be your wedding day. It can be all those things. I want you to go there and I want you to be there and feel it. And then you go, okay, where is God in this? That is the way that I have learned how to connect with God. If I want to hear him, if I want, if I want to thank him for things, that's my best place to connect. And I don't know if it's meditation. I need to start doing that too. We'll talk about that another time. But that's where I go. So when I had to forgive someone, what I learned is I had to sit with God and I had to tell God all the things they did wrong to me. I had to say, this was wrong and this person did this to me. And this was wrong and this person did this to me. And it's funny, friends, how sometimes like it's hard. Like you don't want to, like you feel like you're ratting out someone and it could be someone that you really care about that screwed you up. But what I want you to remember is you have to say it and you have to give it to God. You want to know why? Because God loves that person. God loves that person. So that in itself was a weird thing, kind of uncomfortable. Try it and let me know how it was for you. It was kind of hard to say the wrong things. I don't know if I'm fighting like, I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to go there. Go there. Go there once. Go there once. Tell God what they did. And then I handed it over to him. And I said, okay, you are the God of this universe. I hand this to you to judge. It's God. It's up to him. It's his. It's none of my business how he handles it. If he disciplines, whatever it is, I hand it off to him. And I know that he's a loving father. And so that whatever happens, I don't have to be afraid for that person. I don't know if I'm doing this justice, but doing that for something really big in my life that hurt me, redeemed me. Giving it to God changed my life. The anger went away. And in this situation, the person's still in my life. Sometimes that isn't always the case. Sometimes it could be someone who's passed and you still need that forgiveness. I know I had a good friend, Andy Bull, and you can go back and listen to that podcast. She's amazing. She's an author and she wrote about her father and abuse. And I'll put that in the podcast notes too, so you can go listen to it if you want. But she explained kind of in the beginning of the book how she learned how to forgive her father for, I don't know if he exactly did the abuse or if he didn't protect her from it, if he knew about it and didn't protect. I can't remember for sure. But she said that she had done the work and forgave him. And she did on his deathbed. They were reunited, and he told her that he was sorry. And she said it was so interesting because she said, I didn't need him to say he was sorry anymore. And that's the thing that's so healing, you guys. That's what can heal our bodies. Like when I see someone who's going through something where they're carrying a lot of anger because someone did something wrong to them, and people do things that are wrong. I've hurt people. I've hurt my husband. I've hurt my children, and I need to be forgiven. And the thing is if you carry that, it really truly can cause cancers and it can cause autoimmune issues, heart issues. Like it is something that we want to be able to forgive, not for the other person, as kind of has nothing to do with them. It's for your own well-being and healing and joy. And so Andy explained that to me. That was kind of the first light bulb moment where she said when she realized that she didn't need her dad to say he was sorry because she had already worked through all of it and forgiven him before he said he was sorry. And I think when I was younger, I would be like, well, they have to say they're sorry to be forgiven. No, that's not true because it's for you. So I just want you to know it has changed my life and I'm not perfect at it. I'm still really working on it. And what I will do is throughout the day, and even the judging thing, ugh, I'm horrible at that. I judge myself and others. And so now anytime I get a little worry or anxiety, or I think, oh, that wasn't right that that person did that, I say a little prayer for him and I hand it over to God. I mean, I'm not doing it all the time, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to. My life keeps getting better, folks. My life keeps getting better, and that is not a lie. And that is why I have shared this with you. So, if there is someone in your life, if there is a hurt in your heart, first of all, from way back and you don't even know what it is, do that core wounds course with JJ Flazanes. Figure out what it is. Look at who you need to forgive and get to your special spot with God and hand it over to the God of the universe because he is the one who is able to judge. He is the one who should be doing it. It's not up to us. And you can hand it over. You say out loud what they did to you, hand it over and move on and just watch the redemption. Watch how it changes your life. I can't wait. Please just like let me know. Send me notes, send me emails, let me know. Um, how it's changed your life. So, thank you so much for being here. Have a very blessed holiday. And I just hope it's filled with joy and gratitude and maybe a little bit of forgiveness. God bless.